Hello everyone, welcome to D4Drupal channel. Today we are going to see about how to create multi-step form in Drupal. So now I am going to create a three page. Let me explain what I am going to do now. So I'm going to create a 3-page form, and first page will contain first name, and second page last name, and then third page I'm going to have a email field. Okay, email ID. So I'm keeping all the fields simple so that it will be easy for us to understand it well. And then in the first page, we will be having first name and then next button. Okay, here we will not have a back button. And the second page, we will be having last name field and then back button, which will take you to the first page, and then next button, which will take you to the third page. Okay, in the third page, we will be having email ID and then back button for the second page, and then final submit function. Okay, so this is how our form content should be like. And then next you have to understand how many functions we are going to use. For the first page, we are going to use build to form, the default form function for the form to create. Yeah, and then for the next button, we need a one function. Okay, so first, next, so which will take you to the second page. Okay, this function, only two function is enough. And for the second page, so we need a new form function. So that let it be second form, and then so here we will be having a back button. So second back function and second next function. Okay, back will take you to the page 1, and next will take you to the page 3. And second form will contain the form content of the second page. So next is third page. So third page you need to use the same third third form, which is custom form function. And then here we will be having a back button, third back, which will take you to the second page. And here this will be the final form. So here we will be using the submit form default function for submitting the form. Okay, so in the first page we will be having a default function, and then last page we will be having a submit form. Okay, these are the list of functions we are going to create now for creating this multi-step form. And this is the module which I already created. So here I created routing and created a function here. To create a custom form in Drupal 9, 10 or 8, I already posted video. I will add that link in the description. If you want, you go and check it. Now I am just going to explain how to do the multi-step form in your custom form. Okay, in your custom module. So first, as I already said, we need to define all the functions. So I'm just going to define the functions now first. Just copy the build form and then enter. And here you have to first build form is there, and then next you need. So this will take you to the second page, and form should be ampersand in the submit form. And then next you need, for the second page you need second form. So build form will be second form, and then second back. So let it be second back, and copy the same and paste, and let that be second next. This will take you to the third page. Okay, and then next I'm going to copy these two, and this is for third form. So first one will be third form, and then third back. So third back will take you to the second page, and then here we will be having submit. So all the functions are defined. So you need to make sure in your submit, you need to return the form here. Okay. Make sure you added the ampersand there. Now the functions are defined. After that, after now what you have to do, you have to define a fields inside the form. So first, as I already said, first will contain dollar form of first name, and that is hash of type, and this is a text field, and then title for it, hash of title. Title will be first name. Okay, and that's it. So if you want to make it record, you can copy and paste the same here. And here mention last name. So second form will contain the last name. Here mention the last name. Again, in the third form, you are going to mention only the email ID. Email. Email ID. Okay. So now all the form contain the fields. In the first, what you are having in the first field. So in the first form, you are having one more field called next. So you will be having a next field here. So you need to create a next field in this form. So first dollar form and first next. This will take you to the second page. And then what is this? This is type of submit. And then what you have to mention, you have to mention the value for it. Value. So that is next. After that, you have to mention the function, which function it should call. Okay. It should, as of when we submit it, this should get called to the first next this function. Okay. And then semicolon, return dollar form at the end. So now we created a first form with first name and the next button, and we returned the form. In the second form, what we are having here, in the second form, we will be having a back button and the next button. Okay, so you need to mention back button and the next button for the second form. So copy the same instead of retyping again all the same attributes. So copy and paste again. So this will be second next. First, let's create second back, back, and the function for second back is second back, this one. Copy and paste it, and this will take you to the first page. And then this is second next, and this second next will take you to the second next function, and that function will take you to the third form. Okay. So second back, second form, submit. So back and next, everything is fine. And then last is email. Here you need a back button alone. And then submit also we need it. So submit will automatically, you need to mention here. So after email, here this is third back. And then third back will call to the function of third back. So copy the third back function and paste it here. And then next is submit function. Submit field. So this is submit, value is submit. And here you don't need to mention any functions because this will automatically call this submit form. Okay. So return dollar form. Now all the forms are created. 1, 2, 3. So all the 3 forms are created. And then what I'm going to do in the first form, I'm going to define a variable called current page. So which is going to keep which page we are. So dollar form state stands to set of C page. C page is current page here. So when the first page is loaded, I am saying that this should be on the first page. Okay, the current page is a first page. And then next, when the user submit this next button, okay, that user will be taken to this function. In this function, what I am going to mention, I am going to set the current page as 2 because the person will be redirected to the next page, right? So C page is 2 now because he has to move to the next page, which is second page. After that, these are the form data, right? The first name. So the first name data should be passed from first form to second form. It will not go automatically. You need to manually set it. So I'm setting the value for the form state stand to set of. You can keep any variable. I'm keeping data. And then here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep first name. So first name value will be dollar form state stands to get value of the first name. Okay. And then semicolon. Once this is done, after that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just rebuild the form. Form state tends to set rebuild of T or UV. So the form will be rebuilt. Here, what we are doing is that when the page is 1, we are displaying this. When we submit it, we are changing the page to 2 here. And then also we are passing the first name from this form to the second form. And then we are rebuilding the form again here. When this execute, this will again call to this function, the build form. And here, what we are going to do, if dollar form state tends to get off the page, first instead of get, let's do has. If there is a value for C page, yes, and also dollar form state tends to get off C page if this is equal to 2. Okay, if this is equal to 2, I am not going to run this, the below form. Instead, I am going to return dollar this tends to the second form, and here I am going to pass the dollar form comma dollar form state. So this form state will take the first name value from here to there. Okay. So now we configured successfully for the second form. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, once this is done, this will take you to this page. When user click on next button, let's do for next button first. So when the user click on the next button, he will take you to this function. This function. Here again you have to do the same what you have done in the first next. So copy the content whatever is there. In the next button, instead of page 3, you have to call to the third page. So you have to mention here 3. And then here you have to mention the last name. So last name. And then first name we will be getting from the variable of data. So values stands to dollar form state stands to get of data. Data will contain the first name here. And then what I'm going to do here with the last name, I'm going to pass the first name also. So dollar values of first name. So when the user submit the second form, we are passing them to the third page, and also we are passing with the first name and last name. Again, this form state rebuild will call to the build form. So this build form will get called. Again, here, when the current page is 2, we are calling to this function. When the current page is 3, okay, we are calling to the third form. So let it be there. We haven't completed the second form back button. So let's do that now. And you just copy all this and paste it in the second form, second back button. Here in the second back, what we are going to do, we are going to, from second to one, we are going to pass them. After that, we are going to just rebuild the function, remove it, and then save it. So the user will be redirected to the first page, and also this. And here you need to form state set value. Here you need to set the value for the form state. So which means dollar form state stands to set values of what value you need to set. You need to set the first name stands to, instead of this you can do in this way also. Instead of keeping the first name and last name, just give form state stands to get of data. So what this will do, so get of data, what first next is doing here. In the first next, we are setting the value for first name. When the user select back, we are passing the first name value as whatever you are giving to the first form, so that the value will be pre-populated. Okay. So now our second back is done. After that, once the second back is done, what we have to do? Second next is done, second back is done, and third. Now we are in third form. So here we need to do the back for the third. Again, you have to copy the same, the second back. And here from the third, you have to mention the current pages to, current pages to. And then what you have to do, you have to pass the value. So already in data, we will be having last name and first name. So you know, don't need to put anything separately for the last name. And then final function is a submit function. In this function, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the mail ID, $mail. So mail will be coming in the form state get value stands to get of mail, email, this is a email. So put email, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the value of data, $form state stands to get of data. So here I made a mistake. So when you get the form value, you have to use get value. Okay. So when you get the value of data, you have to use get and set in the form state. Okay. After that, now we got all the values. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put first name. First name is equal to dollar values of first name. And then next dollar last name equal to dollar values of last name. Now both are done. Just I'm going to add the message now here. Dollar this. Wait a minute. Yeah. So dollar this tends to messenger. In this, what I'm going to mention, I'm just going to add a new message of add message of dollar this tends to T of the form submitted, the form submitted successfully with first name. At first, I'm just using the placeholder here. First, okay, let it be name, not first name, last name. Name first, and then at last, and then email at mail. Okay. So in this, I'm going to pass one more argument for the T function to replace the placeholders. At first one is at first. First will be replaced with dollar first name, and then at last Last will be replaced with the dollar last name, and then at email, that will be name, dollar name. Okay. So now we added a message at the end of the form. Now everything is set. Go to your Chrome and refresh the page. Now you are able to see the first name here. I'm going to give first name here as Saranya, and click on next. It will take you to the second page if we didn't made any mistake. So it is not taking. Let's see why it is not taking us to the second page. Okay, so in this we didn't return the form. So you need to return the form, return dollar form. Let's check in third form also whether we returned. Okay, here we returned it. Okay, so let's reload, and then first form giving the value Saranya, enter, and here you can see the last name, and also you can see the back button. When I click on it, it will take me to the first page. So the value is not pre-populated. Let's check why. Second back, form state tends to get off data. Okay, you need to mention the default value so that the default value will be added. Default value for the first form. Okay, go to the first form, add the default value for this, and then here you need to mention dollar form state tends to get off get value of first name, and then in the second form also we need to add it for the last name. So add it last name. Now everything is done. Let's go and refresh again. Scroll down, give value and submit. Again I'm going to back. So here you can see the value is pre-populated. Click on next again and give value, and then click on next. Now we are in the third page. Click again back. So the last name value is pre-populated. Click on next again and give the mail ID and then submit. So now the value is submitted. The form submitted successfully with name Saranya Ashokumar and the email ID, and that's it. So this is how you have to create a multi-step form in Drupal 9. And that's it about today's video. If you like the video, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.